Hi guys, Corpen here, and I was asked some time ago to make a movie where I drove out the KV-2. Now this is not one of my favorite tanks, so it has taken me a while and I do apologize, but we have quite a nice game here in the KV-2 to watch. This is post-game commentary. And it's a break on Eastern Europe. Haven't really played this mode all that much on this map. And I've spotted the M18 Hellcat. Obviously 152mm round to the turret like that against the Hellcat and you're done, man. Cannot afford to take any kind of hit from a KV-2. Especially not if you're an open-top tank destroyer, you know. That round would probably have flipped over the Hellcat. So, within the first minute of the video, we've scored ourselves a first kill. And let's see if we can rack up some more here. One thing that you want to do whenever you're playing the KV-2 is that you want to have some kind of hard cover between you and the enemy. That means that you'll have somewhere to retreat once you've fired, because you need to back up and get into cover during the 30-ish second reload time that you have on the 152mm howitzer. Now I'm telling you that this is not my favorite tank, and it isn't, but I really like this gun. But I like it on a different tank, and that is the SU-152. I really adore that tank. That tank is so fun to play. So I started out using the HE rounds. And now I've switched over to APCBC, I guess it is. And I know that there are tanks up there at B, but I can't see them, so I take a little detour here around. And this tank is not at all famous for its mobility in any kind of way. But there, I spot the Tiger, we fire, and it's a deflection, or it's a deflected shot. Hit the side of the tank there, where the fuel tank is. Couldn't penetrate and knock it out. However, that Tiger parks up there, he's taking all kinds of hits. And if I can get the reload and the solution for a shot, he is as good as dead. So I park here, this is a good angle, aim for the turret, and we squeeze the trigger, and it's a done deal on the Tiger. Okay, so the second kill, not too bad. And this break scenario kind of confuses me here on the Eastern Europe map. The teams tend to zigzag along the river, and look at this tank. It's like a go-kart tank driving right in front of me, and I don't really know what it is until I can see it out in the open, and it's M22 Locust. And look at that thing, it's so tiny. And he parks right in front of me, and then yeah. Shot entered one side of the tank and exited the other, and just blew the tank crew apart. So yeah, that was all she wrote for the M22 Locust. And yep, that was kind of overkill. Didn't really need to use my main gun there. Could have probably used a machine gun to gun down that tank, but hey, if that's what they throw against you, well, they'll get it nevertheless. There's another tank. We fire. Unfortunately, that tank is already dead. So, as I said earlier, I back in behind hard cover and I wait for the reload. The KV-2 is not known for its great maneuverability and agility on the battlefield. It's almost like you need to point the turret in the general direction where you think the enemy will come from, because the traverse rate on the turret is abysmally bad, and maybe not bad, but it's abysmally slow, and you will not be able to take reaction shots at all. And I can see some machine gun fire coming in here onto my teammate. I park, that's a tank over there, fire, and it's a bounce, because that's a jumbo tank. So we switch over to HE instead, because we're thinking that the HE round will probably fare a bit better against a heavily armored tank such as the jumbo. All I have to do is to aim for the turret and it should be blown apart. But before we've reloaded, that tank has been dealt with. So I'm guessing somebody got in a nice hit from the side or something like that. So I move up here. Initially I aim to go down to the river, but I change my mind and I come back. And that's why we're going to have a bit of a jump cut right here. And I come back to roughly the same spot where I am at the moment. And I just stand overwatch on this crossroad. I spot a Panzer IV moving across my field of view. I've lost him for a few seconds, so I move up. But there he is. Can't get the solution. Off for a shot there, and then a tile on the roof, kind of throw off my concentration, and the turret isn't fast enough to be able to keep up with the Panzer IV moving across the screen there. So instead I move over here. I'm lucky enough that no one up there on the ridge to my right. And that Panzer IV has no idea I'm here. So he moves up to cap the zone, thinking it's all cleared. I fire, basically wrecks every part of his tank. But for some odd reason, that is not the kill. So I move up and we fire again. And just in time, he spots me and turns around this turret. But it's too late, man. The inevitable has to come, and that is death for you. And oh shit, here's an M18 Hellcat. Uh-oh, he is going to have me for breakfast because I'm on the reload, but... what? What in the actual... Okay, he thinks he's parking there in nice cover. How could he not spot the gigantic KV-2 just park right in front of him? But I'm not proud. Reload is ready. Boom. And we're nice in the KV-2. I think we've only missed 2 shots so far out of the 7 we've taken. The kind of slow, sluggishly heavy feeling that you get when you're playing this tank. It's such a slow and heavy machine, it's kind of hard to steer around the battlefield. That is something that I do not like. I do really prefer to just take out the Su-152 into battle instead, because that machine is a lot more mobile, and it does also have a slightly lower profile. Now this is probably the highest profile in the game. It might be challenged by the mouse, might be, I'm not sure. But the KV-2 in reality was an enormous tank. And it couldn't fire unless it stood on even ground. If the ground under the tank was uneven, it couldn't turn around the turret. Because the turret ring was too weak. Or the motor for the turret ring was too weak. And oddly enough, the Russian tank regiments, they only kept one KV-2 per regiment. So they never operated in platoons. And don't ask me why, they just didn't. And here I'm trying to get the solution up on that Sherman, 76 Sherman, and then I take 5 from behind. Uh-oh. Cannon breach has been damaged. And then we take 5 from the front as well. The M4 probably sees that I'm hurt and I'm backing off. And yeah, this is the end of me basically. This video has been a bit shorter than usual. I've been struggling a little bit to get good games with the KV-2, but this was the best game that I had. So, cannon breach is repaired. And just as I'm about to fire, cannon breach gets knocked out again. And we're basically done here. Can't really deal with one tank to the front and then another behind me. We should arrive here shortly. Yeah, that's him right there. They of course make short work of the KV-2, you know. And I can't really defend myself. Had this been a later version of the KV-2, I would have had a machine gun port pointing at the back of the turret. That might have helped me out somewhat there. I might have been able to spray down the crew in the M18 Hellcat since it's an open top tank destroyer. But that was not to be today. And yeah, basically that's it for the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, for some more fun content that will be coming up soon on this channel. So thank you all for watching, guys. And I see you guys around in the next video.